Okay, I think I am live now. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what happened. Sorry, love. But let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and then we'll proceed. How is that? So I apologize. Like I was saying, I went to the dollar store. When you make bows, you can go as cheap as you want, or as you know, it's never gonna be very expensive to make bows. It's not something that, no matter where you buy your bows, it's never gonna be expensive because you're using one bow multiple times. I'm trying to open this live. So I bought 5 bows and 5 ribbons, and I thought I'd show you how I make my bows. So these are not the colors I wanted, so I'm gonna pick some other colors that I have from the dollar store as well. And I just picked up this dinosaur because I thought it was really cute. And so this will be bow number 6. But I did the math. So each of these bows is 3 yards. 3 yards, 12 feet per yard. So you have 216 inches per bow, per spool. So if you cut ribbon at 4 inches, that means you get 54 bows out of $5. So if you spend $5, you get 54 bows. 54 bows will be like 0.9 something, 10 cents a bow. So that's not very much. If you add a 6th one, which I forgot to buy some twine, if you add some twine, that's a 6 bow, that's 11 cents for 54 bows each. So it's really inexpensive. I always see like, I don't wanna add the money to purchase ribbon, but ribbon is very inexpensive no matter where you buy it. So the dollar store is the one of the options you have, but when you go to other stores, it is not that much more. Even if it seems like it's just not that much more. So I'm gonna do the ribbon from the dollar store, and then I'm gonna show you how I do other ribbons because there's more selection in other places. And yes, you do pay a little bit more, but at the end of the day, when you divide it by all the ribbons you can make, it ends up being like just like a few cents more, you know, maybe 12 cents per bow, and you still get as many bows. So this is what I do for my basic ribbon. I'm not gonna use these colors because they're a little see-through. I do have other colors that I bought from the dollar store. And that's the point I want to make, that you can, you know, if you want to go as cheap as possible with the dollar store, I just want to show you how I make them. So I purchased these ribbons at the dollar store as well, and all I do is I usually like to do, I like to do a big bow under and some small bows on top. I usually 5 is my number, like at least. I like to do 5 bows, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm going to show you. I will end up using these ones because even though they're see-through, and these are great to tie the bow with, like use it to the main to tie the ribbon with, but I'm gonna use it as a part of my bow. And I'm gonna use some twine to tie with. This is some I already had cut. I did a market Saturday, so I had some leftover twine. So this is what I do. Oh, let me show you. This is my little bodabra. I don't think I'm in the middle, but this is my little Bodabra, but I'm gonna show you how to do it without it. I do have it in my Amazon link, but you can find it at Michael's. I don't know if Hobby Lobby has it. I purchased it at Michael's, but I do have it in my Amazon link. So what I'm going to do is I just put the ribbons. I just put my twine under and put my ribbons in the order in which I want them, crossed. And all I do is tie it like a double knot, just very simple. And then I'll hold it in the middle how I want it and just pull really hard, pull, and then just hold it down and tie it again. If I'm going too fast, let me know. The balls are a little low on the screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me move my screen a little better. Is this better? Yeah. So that's all I do, and then I just fix the ribbon how I like it. And I thought this was really cute, and they had it in multiple colors. They had it in different colors, and it was really, really cute. So this is my ribbon. It is very simple. It doesn't take much. This is 10 cents to make. So as you add more things, like I say, it seems like a lot more money, but then the next ribbon, if you add one more thing, it's gonna be 10 cents, 12 cents, 15 cents, and it's just gonna be very inexpensive. So this is what I do. And since I make so many ribbons, I have learned to look for sales, to look at deals. There's a lot of stores. Michael's has a bag for $2, and it has a lot of different ribbons in a bag. And I will show you the styles of ribbons I like. And so to use the Bodabra, let me show you the Bodabra. The only reason the Bodabra is helpful, it is very helpful, because instead of me having to hold all my ribbons, I'm gonna use my same dollar store ribbon. Oh yeah, I have to. I usually don't measure. I just cut because I'm not, I'm just never measure, but I will today because I want to show you guys what it's like. These two, they look the same, but one is white and one is silver. So I'm going to use them just because I have them here. And I don't want to get up to get more ribbon. And the advantage of the Bodabra is that many times you'll forget something and you have to leave and you're in the middle of tying your ribbon and you have to let it go. And I don't want to be like an infomercial and exaggerate how discombobulating it gets, but so instead of me having to hold my ribbons together and hold it here, seems like I'm exaggerating, but you have to hold it obviously so your ribbons stay in place. And as I pull, I have to make sure that they stay in place. So how funny they are not, but instead of doing that and my ribbons get moved, they do move, but it's okay. You don't have to have a Bodabra to do a ribbon, because I actually refused to buy one for a long time because I was like, I can do it. I can do anything. I don't need no Bodabra, but it is, I've gotten used to it and I really like it. So yes, I cut my ribbon around 4 inches. I usually don't measure it. I cut it between 4 and 5 inches, depending on the side of my box, or if it's for a bag, if I'm just bagging the cookie I don't need a box, then I'll do it a little smaller. But the advantage of the Bodabra is that it's like you're, instead of having two fingers holding it, that's the purpose of the Bodabra. This holds it for you. So you don't have to be worried about how you hold it with another hand to tie the ribbon. All you do is you put your ribbon inside the Bodabra. This is like your fingers. This takes the place of your fingers holding it. Oh, my Amazon link. It is on my, I will put it in there later, but it is on my Instagram. You can find it on my link in my bio of my Instagram, but I will add it later to here. So if you are watching this as a replay and you have any questions, do put replay so I can make sure to answer the questions. So I have my Bodabra and I put how I'm gonna tie it in this direction, you know, I will say not parallel, but right over the line. And then these are my fingers, so I'm gonna put the ribbon in the order in which I want it. So I'm putting different ribbons and I do the same. I cross them. I personally cross them, but you don't have to cross them. And then with this little bar, you just push it down. It just helps you to hold it down if you need to. And then you can pull the middle, your ribbon that you're tying it with. I'm sorry, I'm saying ribbon, your twine. And then just tie it through the middle. I wonder if you can zoom. No, you cannot zoom. Okay, and just tie it through the middle. And then I'll push it down again if I need to and just tie it. And then when you pull it up, you know, it just held it for you in place. But it still needs a little fixing because it's just the ribbons piled up over each other. So you just squeeze it and then just finish your ribbon. Just retie it. And I cut it, and that's it. And there is my 10-cent ribbon. But it is very pretty. And when you put it in a box, let me show you how I put it on a box. I bought, since I wanted to make a point for the dollar store to start with, I bought this, is this, I don't remember the name, jute natural cotton jute. So I bought this, and you can, I have some gift sets ready. So I prepared some gift sets so you can see, you can have a better idea of what it would look like if I was to tie it on a box, you know. So how would you put it on a cookie bag? Oh, I'll show you next. Jute twine. Jute twine. Thank you so much, jute twine. So the reason why I tie, I'm gonna show you that you can really tie it however you like to. You can tie it this way and then just put your ribbon in there. And the colors, to be honest, I do match my colors to my cookie set, but you don't have to. I do it because now I have so much ribbon, I can match it. But if there's something I don't have, I just don't, oh, sorry, I feel like my hand is on top. So I just tie it and that's it. You can do it like that. But when I have these type of boxes, this is a BRP box. Let me show you what I do. When I have this type of boxes, this, right now it's a little loose, but sometimes the cookies can have flowers and it's a little higher. This top just goes on top of the box, so it's really pretty. But sometimes when the cookies are high, you can't, I don't push it all the way down, so it is the one of the corners might lift up. So what I do, this is how I personally prefer to tie my ribbons, is I like to go from one corner, hold the corner down, just in case my cookies were to lift up for some reason. I just want them to be secure. And then I come under and around, like they sell actually elastic bands. So, and then I just tie it in the corner. I'm gonna show you how it looks. So I have two lines here. I don't know if you can see well. I have two lines here that went around the back. And then I just put my ribbon in the corner. And tie it, just do a double knot and tie it there. And if I have any extra, just leave it there. And then I'll fix the cookies. I'll probably put the giraffe on this side and the lion here, so you can see the full lion versus not being able to see the face of the giraffe. And then I always I print my tags, and I always add a tag to my bag. This is my logo, and I put in the back, I put all my information, and by my state requires my address and my health department information, and then I put my Instagram and my web email. And all I do is, I used to put business cards, but this has saved me from purchasing a lot of business cards. So I just print them on my computer, and I grab a little elastic band. Oh, thank you so much. I love these cookies. I'm actually doing a tutorial, but that's for another day on this on my Instagram. But I just put a little tiny elastic band, and I have all of these on my Amazon shop, the little elastic bands. And then I just cross it. If I had a Father's Day tag or any holiday tag, I will put it on top, and I will clip them together and do the same. But I always put the holiday tag first on top, so people can see the holiday tag first. And I do have some birthday tags I like to put. If this was a set for a birthday tag, I don't announce it because I don't always have time. I don't ever tell people I will put a tag, but I try to. If I have time, like I did a Dr. Seuss theme the other day, and then I made my own tag to put there, and I didn't promise I would because I know I will always be behind. I'm always barely on time. I'm really bad. We need a class for organization here because I'm always not behind. Okay, the Bodabra is the mini Bodabra. The regular Bodabra is really large, and I thought about it, but this is very small. It just fits in my hand, you know. And they have one that has a little board so you can measure how you cut, but I don't need it. I never measure. I mean, I just need a little ribbon. So it does, I don't need to usually measure it, but you can get it with it or without it. So ta-da, that's it. So this is my, you know, I don't want to spend money on ribbons, and ribbons are so expensive, but you know, this is very important because do you want to get this, or would you prefer to get this? I mean, it makes a big difference. It is a big difference. The cookies are still beautiful. I mean, I'm very comfortable that my cookies are very beautiful. And I don't mean to sound cocky or anything like that. I just know my cookies are very pretty. but I do charge enough where I want to, I want the wow factor. I want people to go and say, I want those cookies. I want that box. I want that girl. And for the right price, they can have me. I'm just kidding. I have a funny sense of humor. So anyway, I'm sorry. So, so that's it for this. Now, let me show you. Once you have graduated and feel like, you know what? That bag is such a big bug punch for such a small price. I'm very impressed. Yes, like I said, a lot of times I read in Facebook groups a lot that I don't want to do both because I just don't have the money for it. It doesn't take that long. It takes a long time right now because I'm explaining it and I'm trying to show you guys and, you know, taking my time, and but it should be something that you can do fast. So, and it's very pretty, and all I spent were $5 and I get 54 bows. I did the math. I was actually gonna make 54 bows, and then I realized, why am I making 54 bows if I can just tell you that you get 54 bows? So let me show you now, once you graduate from, you know, the obsession of bows, to get more. So Michaels have these deals, these large rolls with a lot of different ribbons, and they'll put them on sale every so often. And I'll buy it because it's like $2. And when I say sale, I mean it's a true sale. It's like $2 and you get like 8 different ribbons. And so another thing I like to use. So this was my let's get started ribbon. So this is like, tomorrow everybody needs to go to buy some ribbon. And I do have some, I love this tool. So now, show me on a bag, woman. Belinda, you want to see a ribbon on a bag. Okay. Let me show you how I do the other. Where do you buy the elastics? The elastic comes in a big jar, and I buy it in Amazon. And you can find it on my Amazon shop. It just is called Beauty Hair Bands. And you get a tub with, I don't know, maybe 1,000 clear hair ties. So that's where I buy it, and I think I paid $5 or $6 or $3. I don't remember. I bought them like 2 years ago. So you can find it like that. So now this is for a gift set, right? So if I was to do a large cookie order, this is what I do. And the bag is coming, Belinda. I always put tulle because I love tulle. This tool is from Paper Mart, and they actually gave me a coupon. I told them I was coming here, and I will write it. I will add my coupons at the end. I have a lot of coupons for you guys because I message everybody and say, hey, I'm doing a live with ribbons, and everybody gave me coupons to share. So I love this tool because it's very full. Sometimes if I don't have time to make a bow because I'm always behind in time, I will just use the tool. And this tool is just extremely beautiful, and it takes, I just ran out. I meant to order some last week, but I didn't. But I always add tulle to my ribbons, to my bows. And this is what I always have. These are, to me, the must-haves, okay? And of course you can buy whatever you want. But, this is a tool. This is a ribbon that I buy at Costco, and it costs $6. Any ribbon you can buy at Costco during Christmas, they sell ribbon that you can use all year round. So I bought last Christmas, not the last Christmas, but the Christmas before, an extra of this because I was afraid I was running out. And I've had it for so many years, and I use it on every single ribbon. And I am never running out of this one. So last year I couldn't find this one, and I was worried that I will run out. So I bought this one and I love it. This is my favorite right now. So I always have this, and you can buy these ribbons. They have them at Costco and Sam's during Christmas season, and you just pay $6 for it. And if you want to divide, it's 50 yards times, 50 times 12. That's 600 yards. That's 600 feet. And 1 foot is how many inches? Oh no, 50 yards times 3 feet. 1 yard is 3 feet, so that's 150 feet times 12. You figure out, and then divide it by 4 inches, and that tells you how many ribbons you can make. So I always use this because I love it. I love the look of it. I use it with absolutely everything. So either this one or this one, or any color you want, or anything you want. But they have so many ribbons at Costco that you can use. Then I'll use now that I have so many ribbons, I buy all of my ribbons at Michael's, and for general purposes, like you don't have to have a theme ribbon for everything. So for general purposes, I buy all my ribbons at Costco, the big ones at Costco, and then I'll buy random small ribbons at Michael's and Joann's. Joann's during the holidays has buy one, get 3 off, 3 free. I mean, it's like an exaggeration, but it's something like that. Oh wow, 450 ribbons, yay! How much each ribbon? Because it's $6.99 for the spool of ribbon. So 7 divided by 450. Who can divide that? I love math, but So I'm gonna do just some random colors, and if you have a theme, you can just add an extra. I'm just gonna add some random colors to this. So these ribbons are from Michael's, and I love them. I bought a bunch of them, and like I said, you don't have to match ribbons, but I always use tulle. Now this is me. I try to 99.9% use tulle because it just looks fuller, and I'm so excited that I'm just putting things everywhere, and I lost my mini Bodabra. Where are you? I lost it, but we can do it without it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I do the same process. This I bought at Joann's, and it was literally buy one get 3 free. So I bought the same price. I just try to match them, and it's during every holiday. I always go, and there is the buy one get 3 free. So I get a lot of holiday ribbon during that time. So I do the same process. If you notice, I didn't measure my ribbon, and this is a little bit larger, so I'm gonna put it in a bigger box. So I try to use a different material. In this one, I use all the same, just ribbon and this jute twine. So what I'm going to do is use something like this that you cannot see. I buy this in Amazon as well, and it's a small tub with a lot of different colors. It comes like 8 or 9 colors, and I also have it on my Amazon store, but you can buy it anywhere. And I just like to add a little bit of color, or depending on what the theme is, I'll add this on top, and it just gives it a little something different. And I just went with any color right now, but I usually try to match the colors of the theme, but you don't have to. If you don't have it, I don't always have the colors of the theme, and I just put whatever colors I want, and it turns out really nice. And then I just straighten them the way I want to. And the tool gives us something to me that, doesn't mean nobody's gonna say, hey, where is my tool, if you give them a box like this, right? They're just gonna take whatever you give them and be happy. So this is a box I fixed. I shouldn't put it in here because I do have summer ribbon that I wanted to show you, but just to make it, to fit the purpose, I always use twine to wrap my boxes, but I am liking this dollar store jute twine. So what I do is the same thing. Usually my boxes are much fuller. I had a market Saturday and unfortunately it rained, so my failure to sell cookies is helping you see how it look with cookies, because I thought I was gonna pack empty boxes, but since it rained, I couldn't sell many cookies. Not too many people went to the market, and it was my first market, so I was a little disappointed, but it was still really fun. Lots of bakers, which I was very surprised about, but it was still fun. I met a few bakers, and my kids had a great time trying to sell. My daughter was the cutest because she had her little spiel of what she was gonna say every time people came over, and she will say it. She's like, don't worry about it, just get away, I'll do it. It was really cute. So now, when I have a dozen cookies, this is like a dozen or above. When I have a custom order, I do something different. I always have a gift cookie when I have a custom order. For gift sets, this is a gift set, I do not give extra cookies because they don't need it. But for a custom order, I will run out of cookies. If I do like holidays extra cookies, that will be too many cookies for me, extra for me to give as a gift. I will lose money. I always like to give an extra cookie because to me, and that's to me, you don't have to feel the same way. It just shows that extra difference, or how I appreciate it, or I really enjoy doing it. So what I do is I print my tags. I printed some tags, so I print them in cardstock, but this is how I print them. I just put a few on a piece of paper, and I have different sizes. These are 4 by 2 inches, and I have some that are 5 by 2 inches. Oh, this is my circle one that I show you. I guess I didn't turn the page the right way, so I printed over it, but I just wanted to show you how it comes out. I just make them on, I have a Mac, so I make them in numbers. And I used to make them in Cricut. I have the Cricut software, and you can download it without having a Cricut, but it limits your space. Like I can get 12 here, but if I use Cricut, I may be able to just get 9. You know, it limits how many I can have on a piece of paper. So the same with this one. I think with Cricut, I could only have 2. So I just decided to do it by myself, print them and cut them myself. So when I have a dozen cookies or a custom cookie, all I do is I do my tags and I fold them. Let me move this out of the way for now. And I fold them, and I always have an extra cookie. And you can do a thank you cookie. I've seen a lot of people do thank you cookies, and that's great. I started with thank you cookies, but then I just decided I really like making, I just wanted to do something different, and I like making an extra cookie that goes with the theme, but is not part of the set, if that makes sense. So for as an example, I'm just gonna show you this. I have this ice cream cookie, and since my theme here is summer, you know, I have some watermelon and a floaty. Oh, sorry, you can't see. I have a floaty and a balloon animal and a watermelon. So I'm gonna put an ice cream. So let me see, this is a little big. What I do is when I heat seal my bag, and I don't know if I need to heat seal a new one to show you because there's not much space, but I'm gonna, my bag is stuck. My cable is stuck. I have my heat sealer here. I have my little table. I usually use a plastic container, but you know, since we're in all the rave, I put tape here to measure how far I want my bag to be, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm using a bag that needs a bow, I just, you know, change my tape. It's washi tape, so it comes off and gets back on there really easily. But when I, the purpose of this is I want to staple my bag here, but I don't want the staple to be inside where the heat seal part is. I want it to stay. Anyone know what color that is or where it's from? I love the water. Which color? The balloon? Wait, what is that table? This is from Sam's University, I think. Sam Cookie University. She is just amazing and teaches about 3D printing, and I have a 3D printer, so I think the table is 6x6, but I cut it short because sometimes I don't want it to be as wide. It's just a table to put in it, but you know, I wish it was taller. My little plastic container is like a trapezoid, so it's nice because some of the sides are shorter and some are taller, so depending if I have too many flowers or what I have, I can change it. So anyway, let me move to this. The reason why I need a different bag, and I'm gonna heat seal it in a different bag, is because I do 2 heat seal lines when I do my gift cookie. So I'm going to heat seal it once, and then I'm gonna come here, go lower, put it down, and heat seal it one more time, and then I'm gonna cut it. The reason I do this is because I want my, I'm gonna staple it. The staples don't bother me. Somebody asked me that before, if they bother me and to use hot glue. I don't want to use hot glue because I just don't want to use hot glue. Now I cut it. The bag is bigger than the other one. But I want to put the staples, make sure they are in between the lines so they don't cut inside the heat seal area. And also the second line is, if you do not put a second line, you have the risk that when you staple it, the bag will tear. The staple will tear the bag and the cookie could fall. So once I heat seal it, I'm going to staple it on both sides. And the reason, I'll show you why the ribbon doesn't bother me. The staples don't bother me. So I'm stapling, making sure that it's in the middle, it's not breaking my bag. And I do the same that I did earlier. I poke a little hole in the middle. And then I use a little elastic band to go through it. And just grab my ribbon and go around it. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the questions. And then I just put it there. And that's how my customers get their bags, their boxes. All my customers, 99.9999%, if I've ever forgotten, which I've never not done a cookie. I have done a couple of times, you know, I didn't have time to make the extra cookie, so I had to just an extra cookie I had from past days. I had to give them a different theme, you know, or a flower or something like that, but it's very rare. I just like the look of it. Now, when it comes to ribbon, I like to now, I buy a specialty ribbon. Let me show you. I buy these grab bags that you can find in different stores. I bought this, Michael's has a $2.50 bag, and you get all these different ribbons. You know, and I try to pick the cutest ones, and they're cute and you can make it work, but I'm just not, you can make it work, but I'm just not as happy with it as I would have liked to be. This one is really cute, but I haven't had a chance to use it yet. So this is 2 bags of Michael, so this is $5, and I haven't used it very much, but it really is imagination and getting to use them. So it is a lot of ribbon for a little money, and like I said earlier, you don't have to match the colors. It's just whatever you want to do. And now I buy this ribbon, is from Ribbon by Design, which I also have a coupon. They gave me a coupon to share, and I love it because I mean, all of the material is very pretty. I mean, oh, I'm so sorry, it's 8 o'clock. Can we keep going, or do I need to hang up, or oh, okay. It's just like, now that I'm doing more, you know, I just like to buy these random ribbons. It's called a grab bag, and you just choose like summer or winter, and I think it's $8, and you get a lot of different ribbons. I can't remember how many of them you get. So I'll use all my Michael's ribbons, and then on top I'll put one of these. So I'm sorry I haven't done the bow. Let me do this last one because it's getting late, and I'm so sorry. I can keep going, but I don't want you guys to have to stay up too late. So let me show you for a bag. I have these paint your own cookies. So when you do a bow on a bag, I'm going to move it here. I want to make sure, what I do is I want my bag to be wider because I want to make sure, these ones are the self-sealing. I don't like the self-sealing bags because, let's pretend this is a regular cookie. I mean, I still buy them, but I just heat seal it and cut it off. If I was to tie it in the back, I always do flowers. It's very rare that I have flat. I do a lot of detailed cookies, so it's very rare that I'll have a flat cookie. And when you have a lot of flowers, this gets very bulky and out of place. So I don't like the self-sealing bags because I think that air can still go through. I mean, if you like them, that's perfect, but I just personally prefer not to use them. So when you're gonna use a bag and you're not gonna use a box, what you do is, this is what I do. I measure kind of like where I'm gonna hold them, put my ribbon, and that's where I go and heat seal my bag. And that's where I have my line, because I do the first one, and let's say, okay, my line is in the middle. Now I know or at the end of well, it's gonna be in the middle. It's not at the end. I just heat seal it, and now I know that they all are gonna be here. And there is a little line here that you can see. So I know they all gonna go there. I don't have to do the same to every bag or measure it. I just bring the next cookie here, and that's it. So since it has this heat sealing end, or any other bag that may not have the heat sealing end, what I do is I just grab the paper cutter. You can use scissors, but I just find it easier with the paper cutter because I'm super crooked. I will never cut them straight. And I just cut where I want to. I measure my sealing line with any of these lines and say like, okay, this is where I'm cutting, and just cut them there. And then all of the bags will be heat sealed to this line, and then I'll cut them in this line, and I don't have to measure them. Then I have done a small ribbon. Even this one. Usually I do smaller ribbons for bags like this, and just like close it, or even just use twine and just put it back here. I don't have, since it's getting to be too late, I'm just gonna do this. When you do the ribbon in the mini Bodabra, you can put it down along with your ribbon, and it'll be ready for you to twist it without having to see the twist line in the front, but nobody notices. So all I do is put this here. And that's it. Also, if you have a, like I have a paint your own tag, I will just do the exact same thing, and I will either put a sticker with my cottage food law, or I will put it back here. I also print my own, so I can put it back here. This is from VIP, I think, cookies, and I just put it like that. With the elastic, I just put it there, and that's it. Or you can go to Nashville Wraps, and you can buy these ribbons in Nashville Wraps. And they're a little more expensive, but you can definitely do that, and they look really cute. I have another cookie. I have the boy version. So there is a lot of different things you can do to wrap your bags. How with the elastic? Oh, I'll show you. With the elastic, you just grab one of these little rubber bands, put it through, cross it, and then I open it and just go over it. And if I need my cottage food information, I have square tags as well, and I just put them together. And that's it. Is that Belinda? Is Belinda still there? Does this answer your question, Belinda? And the same with the boy. If you want to use, these are from Nashville Wraps, and it's funny because I bought them so I could learn how to make them. So I've learned how to make them, but I honestly, if you buy this ribbon, I can't remember the name of the type of ribbon. I don't think you're saving much by you doing it. I don't think, because the shipping is a little high on Nashville Wraps, but I bought the ribbon on Amazon, and I don't think I did my math, and I can't remember, but if I save a little, it was very little. It was just cents. I didn't really save very much. I don't know the size of the elastic bands. It's on my Amazon store, and I will put the link here, but I'm not sure of the size. So let me show you with the Nashville Wraps what you need to do. Let's just guess. And with these ones, you don't cut them off because you don't want to, you know, cut off too close. You need a little space to hold, to see these cute little openings. And all you do is wrap it. The only thing is, like, you need the right color. You know, if you have pink, you cannot put it on a boy, or blue. So that's it. Let me think. Is there anything else you want to see while I have you here on my table? It's kind of crazy and messy now because I had a lot of boxes of cookies for you to look at, but it is crazy how quickly time passes. I had a Father's Day set, and I thought, oh, okay, we can put a bow here. It's the same thing. You just put, it's the same concept for all of them. Let me turn you around and see if you guys have any questions. And I apologize for how long everything is taking, but if you have any questions, you know, I'll be happy to answer them. It is a little crazy now because I put all my ribbons everywhere, but let me see. Also, Frescia, save this video when you're done with it. That way people can watch the replay. Oh, okay, I'll save it. I thought, okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry I didn't save the first one, but if you have any questions and I don't get to you here, you're welcome to message me, or I'll come back later and see if anybody watched the replay. If you watch the replay, do write replay so I can answer your questions. I like your bows. You have an eye knowing what ribbon to put together. Yeah, I guess, and it's like I say, it's kind of funny because I used to never wrap any gifts, and I wish we had more time because it is a lot of hands-on to show you guys. I love it. How would you put it on a cookie bag, Belinda? Did I answer your question, Belinda? I think I'm like way behind. I get my boxes at BRP box shop, and they actually let me see, they actually have, I have a list. Somebody posted something about getting their boxes. Oh, my board fell out. Let me see. Somebody posted something about where can I get boxes that are not expensive. I know you pay a little bit more, and I'm not sure about how much are they in Amazon because everything is added to my price. You know, if you are worried about buying a more expensive box, it's just gonna be a few more cents more expensive, and just add a few more cents to your what you quote, what price you quote. Also, can you show how you package and add these to large boxes for dozen cookies? Did I answer that, Brittany? Okay, so I have my Excel sheet. This is my number sheet. So these are all my BRP boxes, and these are all my clear bags. So I have a system, and I'm not finished with them, but I have my measurements, how many cookies fit, if it's a small box, if it's a large box, how many cookies I have for each, and what type of cookies I'm using. If it's a drop cookie, if it's I rarely make drop cookies. My son makes drop cookies. But anyway, if it's a large cookie, if it's a cookie with flowers, there's so many things that can affect the size of the box. But let me tell you that the most expensive box that I have from BRP is 88 cents. And because it's a double box, it has a top and a bottom. So the boxes that have a top and a bottom cost a little more than the boxes that are, you know, a single box. So from my single box, the most expensive box I have is 70 cents. 70 cents, and it's my 14 by 10. No, 84 cents, which is my 16-inch box. 84 cents. So boxes are not that expensive, and you can just add $1 to your order. They don't cost $2 a box. They cost cents. They cost less than $1 a box. So I get them on BRP, and I love them. I also get them on clear bags. I also get, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave you guys. I also get pouches like this for my minis. This is from clear bags, and I also have a coupon for clear bags. They're awesome. And BRP clear bags, they have great customer service. I don't buy them on Amazon because I'm just used to getting the ones on BRP, but I mean, I've heard they're great boxes. They're very sturdy. They're very sturdy, and I love them. Well, that's something. Am I missing? Oh, well, love the elastic. Thank you. Also, I have some questions that I had earlier, and let me see if I can answer some of those. So some of my favorite materials are definitely, somebody asked, what's your favorite materials? Definitely the Paper Mart tool. I love how it looks. It looks very pretty. It looks very fancy, and when I don't have time to make a bow, I just use the tool, and it looks beautiful. It looks very beautiful. I use BRP bags. I use cello bags, and I like these ones because they're a little thick. I like the thickness of it. I don't like the poly bags. I don't like them. And I heat seal them, and I cut off the self-sealing. I don't like the self-sealing, but I do have cookies that, most of my cookies always either have a flower or some detail or something on top, so it makes it really bulky, so I don't like the self-sealing. I make my round tags. I made them on Cricut, I think. I made them on Cricut, and then I just print screen the area I needed, and then move it to a document. And then somebody asked, how do you make your tags? And I moved it to a document, and then when you I just measure the area. I also made it on numbers. I've made it on documents, and I've made it on numbers, and I just moved my boxes for Excel or numbers. Numbers is the equivalent to Excel in the Mac. And I just made my box 2 inches by 2 inches, and I just knew that when I cut my 2-inch round, I could put it there. I actually copy and pasted that picture into the 2-inch square, so the area of my circle will be correct. Sorry. So I made a 2-inch square on Excel. I used to do them in the Cricut. Cricut is perfect. You can do it there, but I'm very, you can't print the back on Cricut. I didn't know how to measure the exact space so I could print it in the back. So I had to do it here. So I took a picture from Cricut, and I fit it in a 2 by 2 square, and then I did the same for the back, and then I can print them, and it'll be the same. So, and I do them a square too. You don't have to make them round. How do you make your round tags? I did that. Yes, I use Cricut just to make sure the area was exactly in the circle, and then I moved it to documents. Yes, you can buy a 2-hole punch. It's great. I mean, they're not expensive, and Joann's always has them on sale. Let me see, any more questions? I wanted to read to you guys some more of that article because I found it just so interesting, because it was about the psychology of why we should worry about our wrapping. And it says that as a tempting as tempting as it is to think ourselves rational, logical individuals, the truth is that human beings tend to make snap judgments when it comes to packaging. And it talks about how, let's pretend you pay $1,000 for something, and then the box arrives in the mail, and it's just a box that looks old and that has duct tape on it. Even though you pay $1,000 for whatever is inside, you just don't feel good about it. You don't feel like the company has taken care of you. And it is the exact same thing. You wanna show that you care. And I know a bow doesn't necessarily show it, but you're trying to do a luxury item, so you have to provide a luxury look to it. Let me see any other questions. I would love her. My favorite materials are the tulle. I love the tulle, and the Costco ribbon. I love the Costco ribbon, and I truly really enjoy the ribbon from Ribbon by Design. I just buy the grab bags. I don't buy the specialty ones because I don't want to buy a specialty for every, oh, look at the cute vase, and oh, now I need a teddy bear. Or I just buy the grab bags and make it work. If I don't have a theme, there's something in there. I mean, the themes don't have to match. If I have blue and green, even though it's not a whale, my theme, I'll just add a whale because it's blue and green. And they are so pretty, like the quality is so pretty. But like in anything, you get what you pay for. And it's the same with the cookies. I am charging a high value product, so I am delivering a high value product, and that includes the box. Let me see, what's the last one I wanted to read? Okay, get your packaging right with psychology. If you want to do packaging right, it starts with understanding psychology. You want to both play to our expectations while finding some small way to stand out. So that's what I am doing. I am standing out with my packaging. And in every review, if you don't have to go to my Facebook, but every single review in my Facebook takes pictures of my packaging and talks about my packaging. And they do come back. People do come back. So since your packaging will likely reflect your brand, so this is very important. Since your packaging will likely reflect your brand, it's important to think about what you want to communicate to your customers. So it is up to you. It is not something that you have to do, but it is something I want to do. I want my customer to feel like they got their money's worth, because I am giving them their money's worth. I saw the other day somebody thought they had overcharged, and last week I took an order and I felt like I really didn't want to do it because it was Father's Day, and I couldn't say no because I had asked for all this information, and I felt like that was rude because the customer could say like, if you didn't want to do it, why did you ask me to give you all this information? So I overcharged thinking that they will say no, but they say yes. So I was like, oh, I feel bad. But then I'm like, no, I'm going to deliver that price. So I made a point to overdo what my customer was expecting. And that included, the extra cookie and everything else. So the last thing here is the basic lesson. The customer's interaction with your product doesn't start once they try it. It starts once they see it. And what they see communicates a lot about your company, including how that product will ultimately be judged. If you want your product to be judged well, start rethinking your approach to packaging. So I'm gonna link this article because it's just perfect for this theme, the psychology behind packaging. It is very interesting. So if you have any more questions, I love coupons. Yes, I will tag all the coupons I have, all the boxes I have. I am planning to organize my chart of how which boxes I use, because I use all sizes of boxes. And You can buy cheaper boxes if they don't have a window. But let me tell you, when my customers come in and they see these and they see the beautiful cookies they have, it really is like, you know, I feel good about it. And yes, I could have saved probably 5 or 10 cents. Or if you want to say $1, just add $1 to the packaging. Just add, you know, instead of charging 45, charge 46, or instead of charging 54, charge 55, or whatever it is you charge. Just add $1 or $2 to your order. 450 ribbons, yay! How funny. So 1.5 cents per ribbon for the Costco ribbon. So love Costco, and don't just buy the neutral color. I bought some mermaid color that I use with everything too, and you know, it lasts for years. What is it called? Podabra. Thank you so much, guys. I'm not sure if there's like my costumes. I also do a small heart card. Oh, that's very cute. I saw somebody put an extra cookie that said, if you like it, tag me. I thought that was brilliant. I even thought like, maybe I should do that. But I do enjoy making the cookie that matches the theme, but it's not there, because sometimes we want to do, oh, I wish I could do this extra cookie, so that's what I do. I don't wish, I do. Anyone with a cutter? What cutter that is? Where is it from? Which cutter? I love the wafer. Oh, the cutter with the wafer is from the Sweet Design shop. It is very, very cute. Yes, I love it. They 3D print them. They're selling it all over the group. I'm not sure what they're selling all over the group. Are people still here, or am I talking to myself? I think I'm really behind on the questions. So thank you so much. Do you always add ribbon and tags and charge for them with every order? I don't charge for them because I feel like for what I charge, they should get it. I want people, when they come, to feel like, okay, I got my money's worth, or don't even think about it. I don't want them to think about how much they pay. And believe me, they don't think about it. I see people, thank you so much, Belinda. I see people in their cars taking pictures. I had people, because of COVID, texting me from their cars. I don't think they think about how much they pay, because they are so like in awe of what they received, that it is a good feeling. And it feels good. It's a nice feeling that your customer is happy. And then I see the reviews. I always ask, hey, thank you so much for your order. I hope everything worked out well. I hope the party was fantastic. I don't make it all about my cookies. I make it about them. So I'm like, oh, I'm sure the party was just great. Thank you so much. And once they say, oh, it was all like awesome and fantastic, and then I say, oh, if you don't mind writing a review. And I always get a picture of the packaging. And I always hear like the packaging went above and beyond. Like, that's not what I was expecting. So it feels good. And I think it's hard to stop when people just make those comments. You want to just keep going, If I got now, if they say, oh no, this wasn't what I was expecting, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I will never ask them for a review. But I've never had, I'm pretty pleased. And, I work very hard. To make my cookies as the best possible. What time it is? You guys want to keep going? I feel bad. Let me see if I have missed any other questions. Yeah, I don't add for the ribbon and the tag, because I don't ask the customer, you want a ribbon on top? Of course they're gonna say no. Why would they want a ribbon? They just want the cookies. They don't know they want it until they see it.
You know, it's like going to Pottery Barn. Nobody asks you, do you want a box and a lot of paper? Or have you been to Anthropology? And they fold everything you buy, they'll fold it over and over and over. They put like 10 pieces of paper, and I save that paper. I save everything because, you know, jobless person. So I save because I can use that later if I need that soft paper, that soft tissue paper. And they wrap it 100,000 times. And do I need 100 pieces of paper? No, but I'll take them. You know, I'm happy to take them. Or, you know, the pretty bags, you know, they could buy one of those plastic bags that said thank you, but they don't. They buy a really pretty bag, and you leave happy and proud, and you want to show that bag, that paper bag that, you know, probably didn't cost very much, but, you know, they're charging me a lot more for it. So when you do something, people don't think about it. They're just impressed. They don't think like, oh, I wish she didn't do it and charge me a few dollars less. You know, it's just part of it. Yes, I always do one cookie. I don't do a baker's dozen, because then I will have, if I have 5 dozen cookies, I'll have to do 5 extra cookies. I used to do at the beginning, like put all the extra cookies I had, but then I decided not to, because that's just not, I don't want people to expect that. Like if they come back, I'm gonna order 3 dozen because I know she's gonna give me 2 more dozen because she made extras. And I try not to make as many extras anymore. And I don't feel like, somebody says here about overcharging. I don't feel like I'm overcharging. I don't think no matter how much we charge, we'll ever get paid enough, or it will be the actual value, because people don't realize how much work goes into cookies. No matter how simple they are, you know, I did this set of Dr. Seuss cookies, and they were all white, and I thought, those are so easy and easy money. I charged really well, and they were a lot of work, and I thought they would be simple because they were white. They were a lot of work. There's no such a thing as simple in cookies. You know, even if you do a heart and it's just one color, I mean, it's still a lot of work, because you have to stay in place, you have to make sure they're pretty, you have to make sure they're clean. You cannot, you know, you're trying your best. I'm gonna make a design with Canva, the use average. Would you put a bow on individual cookies when selling them at the market or pop-up shop? What I did for my pop market is I did these baskets of strawberries and blueberries. Somebody's asking about, would you do a bow? And to be honest, I did this in all of the cookies, in a lot of the Father's Day cookies, because I took tags just in case people wanted tags. I didn't put them in all the cookies. I just put them on the side in case people wanted to eat them there. I didn't need to waste a tag. But if people didn't wanted to save it for Father's Day, I wasn't happy. I put just twine on them. And in this one, it looks okay just because the basket is so busy. But on my individual cookies like this, I put twine on it, and it just felt wrong. To be honest, it just felt like it wasn't me. I just did it out of, it was 4 a.m, and I was just exhausted, and I wasn't gonna cut ribbons, and people don't know, you know, they're gonna say, hey, Frescia, where is the ribbon? You always put ribbon. No, they don't know. So I thought, I wish I made some of these. I would have been happier with something like this in the than just twine or something like this. I usually don't do them in ahead, but I need to learn to organize. We need that class, twins. We need that class to organize ourselves, because I am the worst. I'm always last minute. I'm always like, don't take, I think things are gonna take a certain time, and they don't. They take longer. Everything always takes longer. So, I think I will put ribbon. This was my first market, and like I say, it rained, so but all my bags, I'm freezing my cookies, so I took all the ribbons out, but they all came like this. I have my pack, and then I just put the twine, but I didn't like just twine. I wish I had a little ribbon on it, you know. But it's Father's Day, it's not for Mom, so I think I will either make the ribbons or buy the ribbons from Nashville Wraps. And I do not have a coupon from Nashville Wraps, but I'll ask them if they'll give me one. I don't know if they will. Somehow doubt it. But who is making bows right now? So if you don't have any more questions, I think we can call it. There is another question here. How do you know if your cookie bag is correctly heat sealed? That's a question from Tricia. I don't know if she's still here, but you can see the line across, and then you can see a full line across. So that's how I know it's correctly heat sealed. I'm not sure if that's the question or I'm misinterpreting. Do we have a reasonable and reliable source for custom printed bakery boxes? I love BRP and I love clear bags. And I have a coupon for clear bags. Clear bags have great boxes. I have I didn't get to do a ribbon, but I have a sample for you guys. So this is a clear bags box. So since I have my flowers, I usually always have flowers. I have the top. You can buy a slip through or a top. You have a choice between them. And I like the tops when I have flowers because I don't have to push all the way down. And all these ribbons this is my Costco ribbon. That's so funny. I'm gonna call it my Costco ribbon. This is my paper mat because I love the tulle. I put tulle on everything. And I have some random Michaels ribbons that I bought on sale, and this is my Ribbon by Design specialty one. So I always put one of those Ribbon by Design on top because I feel like, I mean, honestly, if you do the math, ribbons, no matter where you buy them, even if you think they're expensive, they are not expensive. Even if you pay $10, they are not expensive. You can find the Costco ribbon in Amazon for $16, and it will not be, it'll go from 1 cent per ribbon probably to 3 cents per roll. You know, it is not, it seems very expensive. So this is from Clear Bags as well, and I love this big box. This is a 5x5. My cookies tend to be very large. That's another thing, you know, I charge more, but I'm giving more. I give very thick cookies. I do 3/8 inch cookie. They're very large, and I do say that on my emails. So I say things like each cookie measures this much between 3 and 4.5 inches. If it's a circle, it's 3 inches because, you know, they're really large. And, you know, and I always say this is not a small cookie. This is a large, beautiful cookie that you will, you know, enjoy, or that will just impress or something. And then after all my spiel, I'll give them my price. So it's like I'm giving them all my spiel of my description. And I put for a little bit on my website, I put, and it's gonna come beautifully packaged. But then I took it off because what if I don't have time to beautifully package it? I mean, I do always do it. And if I don't have time to do a ribbon, a bow, which has happened once, it happened to me last time. 2 weeks ago, I don't know what happened to me, but I was late I had 3 orders and I was late with all 3 of them. I just used the tool, and the tool looks so beautiful. It's just so pretty the way. Okay, this is my favorite tool. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's my favorite tool, and it looks beautiful. Good question. I watched the tutorial that said to keep the freshness to seal as close to the bag, but it's not pretty. So to keep the freshness, you see, somebody said, good question. I watched one tutorial that said to keep the freshness to seal as close to the bag What does that mean? We're married to the same person. Like as close to the bag. This is like, I usually seal it as close to the cookie as possible. But since I put ribbons or twine, I left the extra space so I could put the twine, but I'm not sure. I would like to understand that. If you are going to cut the back flush and not add a ribbon, it looks better to seal. Yes, I agree, to seal closer to the cookie. Yes, the only reason this is like this is because I did put twine, and probably I'm gonna freeze these cookies, or maybe give them away, because my I'm sorry I'm turning, but I'm looking for cookies, some cookie that maybe this one didn't have a bowl, so I seal it as close to the cookie as possible. So, but since the other ones did, that's why I left the space. I think that's it. Great questions, and thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry it's taking so long. It's almost 2 hours, so I think we're gonna call it done. And I appreciate it if you do watch this and put replay, and I'll come later and look for I'll try to answer the questions. I will add the links to the products, and I will add the coupon codes. And thanks again for everything. Bye guys. Thank you.